Hello, children. We are all familiar with the concept of time. And we are reading tense also from English grammar. So today we'll discuss about time and tense. You know very well that time is something eternal. Time starts somewhere and ends somewhere. It is a never-ending flow. Time is flowing. Time is continuing. When it started and where it goes, nobody knows. But we are in time. And if we think much about time, we can go back to the past when the earth was created. We are talking of Big Bang theory. Now, this concept of time was not there before Big Bang. Now, after Big Bang, the concept of time came. And from that period, we have been observing time. The human beings are observing time. And English language, that was born in 14th century in England. And Geoffrey Chaucer, he was the man to bring this language. And he wrote a lot of stories, lot of poems on this language. And from that period, the English language has been growing. And today, in the 21st century, we find that there has been a lot of changes in this process. And we are always dealing with this language all over the world. English has become the most important language. And when we are trying to study this language, we are to study its grammar, because when you want to study language, you have to study grammar. And there has been a lot of changes in grammar right from the past. Right from the time of Chaucer till 21st century, there has been changes. And what we find today is different which was there before. And in the time of Ben Jonson, if we think of the history of English literature, in his time, there was no tense form. The English had the influence from Latin. And in Latin grammar, there were 6 tense forms. And when we came to modern linguistics, the linguists, they give their opinion that there are 2 tense forms. And in the middle of the 20th century, there was a study over this grammar, and many linguists, many grammarians, they gave their opinion that there should be 2 tense forms, not 3. But for a long time, we have been following 3 tense forms: the present form, the present tense form, the past tense form, and the future tense form. But today, there has been a change. And this change has been possible because of study in English grammar. And many researchers, they have brought about changes. And now we find that there are 2 tense forms, and there are 3 categories of times: present time, past time, and future time. And so we find that although there are lot of grammar books before us, but yet the modern grammar says that there are 2 tense forms. Now also we find that Wren and Martin grammar is very much in use. it is popular. But in most of the grammar books, we find there are 3 tense forms. But in modern grammar, there are 2 tense forms. And much has been said about the time, how 2 tense forms, they refer to 3 times, 3 categories of times. And children, you must know that time is a concept which is different from tense. Tense deals with forms, but time deals with meaning. When we talk of the time, we go back to the past, and again we come to the present and we think of the future. So time is divided into past, present, and future. But tense is not so. Tense has 2 forms, the past form and the present form. And tense is a grammatical concept, but the time is not a grammatical concept. And you have this in my introductory words to you, that what is the history of time and tense. Before we go into the grammar, before we know the rudiments, the norms, the principles that govern these tense forms, we must have this in our mind, that quite a long time has passed, and to establish this, that there are 2 tense forms and there are 3 times. Now, I will give you a timeline and you will know how this particular time is represented in 3 ways. Now, before you there is a timeline. In the middle you find at the time of speaking, when I am speaking to you, that is there, the present time, that is now. And on my left, there is past, before time of speaking. And on the right side, after the time of speaking, so that is in future. So if this timeline is a time scale, here you find 3 divisions. Now, I have also given you 3 sentences. He wrote a letter yesterday, that is in past time, and he is writing a letter now, that is in present time. Because when I say he is writing a letter now this is happening at the time of speaking, and he wrote a letter now, that happened before the time of speaking. And he will write a letter tomorrow, that is after the time of speaking, because it has not happened, it will happen. So, time is broadly divided into these 3 categories. But children, can you just tell that this is a perfect definition of time? Some arguments may come afterwards, and they may think of something else when the concept of time changes. But until now, we have found that there are 3 divisions: the past time, the present time, and the future time. Now, you just see that time and tense do not mean the same thing, because time gives you the meaning and tense gives you the form. Tense stands for a verb form or a series of verb form. Suppose you take a verb go. Now you can make it goes, you can make it going, you can make it gone. So tense stands for a verb form or a series of verb form. you can put it in different tense forms. I go, I am going, I have gone, I have been going, I went, I was going, I had gone, I had been going. So you find tense stands for a verb form or a series of verb forms. These are the forms: go, am going. These are different forms. Children, English verbs have two tense forms, they tell, the present tense and the past tense form. Now, when I will be teaching you in my next class, I will be explaining you in detail about the different tense forms. But today, you must have the concept of time and tense. What is time and what is tense? Now, tense gives the idea of time. When I say, I do this work daily, I speak of my habit. It is habitual action. And this gives me a time that is present time. So tense gives the idea of time. And when I use the word do, I put it in the meaning of habit. Now tense is formal grammatical category or concept. Now because we tell tense is a verb form, so it is a formal grammatical category or concept. And time is non-grammatical because it is never-ending, it is vast, it has no beginning and no end. And you can put the situation in a particular time. You can put the situation in the past time. You can put the situation in the present time. You can put the situation in future time. So, time concerns the meaning of the sentence, whereas tense concerns the structure. Now, tense gives you the form of the verb. When you study the verb form, you find the tense. So, tense is related to the verb. Verb observation is very much important when we are thinking of the tense form. Now, a tense has more than one time reference. Previously, you had the idea that a single tense, he teaches me grammar. Now, this particular sentence, it gives the meaning that it is a continuous process. He teaches me grammar. He taught me grammar. He is teaching me grammar. He will be teaching me grammar. So he teaches the student. He is a teacher. And his job is to teach. And his teaching has started in the past and it is continuing in the present and it may go on towards future. So he teaches the student. So he is a teacher. It does not belong to a particular time that is present time. Its origin started in the past and it will go to the future. Now, children, you observe another sentence. I wrote a letter to my father last month. Now, wrote, that is in verb form 2. Write, wrote, written. Now, I wrote a letter to my father last month. Now, this refers to the past time. And when we talk of tense, you tell it simple past tense because verb 2 is used. The past form of write is used and therefore it is in simple past tense. Now, come to the next sentence. If I wrote a letter to my father now, he would receive it day after tomorrow. Now, you mark this sentence. It started with the past form of write, but you mark the word, the now. The use of the word now, it refers to the present time. If I wrote a letter to my father now, you see, although you have written it in past form, but the reference is to the present time. If I wrote a letter to my father now, he would receive it day after tomorrow. Now the next sentence. If I wrote to my father tomorrow, he would receive the letter on Friday evening. Now you see, if I wrote to my father tomorrow, you are writing tomorrow, but you are using the past form. See the subtlety, the delicate use of grammar. If I wrote to my father tomorrow, I would receive the letter on Friday evening. Now, there is the hint to future time. Okay, and then again you find, I wish I knew where Kailash is living now. You started with I wish I knew. Now knew is in past form, simple past. But I wish I knew where Kailash is living now, it refers to present time, not past time. Now, it is time the children were in bed. Now, the sentence starts with, it is time. And the next sentence has the use of were, that is in simple past. So, we cannot say that it is in past tense. No, it is in present tense. It is in present time. It is time the children were in bed. It refers to present time, not past time. And so, you find that a tense has more than one time reference. Now, children, you have future time reference, and there is the use of present tense form. Now, mark these sentences. Now, I have taken Ramesh as the subject. Ramesh leaves for Delhi on Friday. Ramesh is leaving for Delhi tomorrow. Ramesh will leave for Delhi tomorrow. Ramesh will be leaving for Delhi tomorrow. Ramesh is going to buy a car in Delhi. Now mark the subject, Ramesh. I have not changed it deliberately because you will understand the use of tense form and the reference to time. Now I have marked that it is a future time reference. So all these sentences are marked towards future time. They relate to future time. But there is the use of present tense form. Now the first sentence, Ramesh leaves for Delhi on Friday. Leaves, that is the use of simple present tense form, leaves. After leave, there is an inflection S. Ramesh is leaving for Delhi tomorrow. Is leaving, that is in present progressive. Ramesh will leave for Delhi tomorrow. There is the modal use of will. It refers to future time. Ramesh will be leaving for Delhi tomorrow. Again, there is the use of auxiliary and modal will be. And so it refers to future time. Ramesh is going to buy a car in Delhi. Now, is going to buy. Now, is going, that is in present progressive form. But, children, this is a reference to future time. So, you marked how we have used different present tense form, but all these sentences refer to future time. Now, mark these sentences. He did the work yesterday. He is doing the work now. He will do the work tomorrow. Father left for Puri yesterday. My father is leaving for Puri now. My father is leaving for Puri tomorrow. Now, there is a time reference. You have to mark every sentence and you have to understand in what time it is there. He did the work yesterday. There is the use of did, the past tense form of do. the second verb form. He did the work yesterday. Again, there is the use of yesterday. So did and yesterday, both are aiming at past tense and past time. Now, did the work yesterday, it refers to past time. He is doing the work now. Now, there is the use of present progressive tense form, and now is there. Now, so children, you mark that this refers to present time because the present progressive tense is used and now is used. He will do the work tomorrow will the use of modal auxiliary. Now, will is in present tense form, but it refers to future time. So, this is the time reference, although it is in present tense form, but it refers to future time. Father left for Puri yesterday. Now, left, that is in past tense, and yesterday, that is also a reference to past time. So, left and yesterday, they all refer to past time. My father is leaving for Puri now. Now, is leaving, it is in present progressive, and now is used. So, it refers to present time. Now, children, so we must understand that it has the time reference and it relates to different time. So, children, there is no specific single word verb form to express the future time action, events, or state. Now, you cannot tell that only the use of modal shall and will or shall be or will be plus verb can tell us about future tense. No. It cannot tell us about future time, neither it is used in future. There is no future tense in English, as I have told, and so there is no specific single word verb form to express the future time action, events, or state. There is no future tense in English, and that is why the linguists, the learned people, those who deal with language, they found that there is no future tense because there is a reference to future time, and future time can be referred in many ways. Not one way, it can be referred in many ways. You can use the simple present tense form, you can refer to future time, you can use present progressive form, you can refer to future time. So all the markers of futurity are modal verb, you cannot say. All the markers of futurity are modal verbs which themselves have present and past tense. Now, when you use modal verbs, they refer to, they have the past tense and present tense form because will has the past form would and shall has the past form should. So, will does not mark futurity. Futurity is not marked by will. That means you cannot say that by putting will in the sentence you can make it future tense. It refers to future time that is there. Now, so future time reference, he will leave for Puri tomorrow. We are going to leave for Puri tomorrow. We are leaving for Puri tomorrow. We leave for Puri, stay there for 2 days and come back next Monday. We are about to start for Puri. We are to leave for Puri tomorrow. We will be leaving for Puri tomorrow. So you find that we'll leave for Puri tomorrow, that you have used the modal will to refer to future time. You are, in the second sentence, we are going to leave is going to plus verb. Now, be going to, you can tell it when you have an intention to go to Puri tomorrow. We are leaving for Puri tomorrow. That you are expressing that you have a plan, you have program to go to Puri. So, we are leaving for Puri tomorrow. We leave for Puri tomorrow we stay there for 2 days and come back next Monday. You see the sentence, the style of sentence. It is a complex sentence, and no doubt you can understand that it refers to future time. We are about to start for Puri, and there also you find that there is a reference to future time. We are to leave for Puri tomorrow. Are to, use of am to, is to, are to, have to, will have to, shall have to, they all refer to future time. He will be leaving for Puri tomorrow. That refers to future time. So there are 3 sentences you find before you. Tina will arrive here soon. She is going to have a swim in the river. He has finished his work. Now, Tina will arrive here soon. This refers to future time. But the simple present tense is used. She is going to have a swim in the river, is going to have. Now, this refers to future time. And again, he has finished his work. That refers to past time, because present perfect refers to past time. And you find the verb forms, verb 1, verb 2, verb 3. Now, present form, past form, and past participle form, you have to learn all these, because when you use tense, you have to use these verb forms. Go, went, gone, study, studied, studied, want, wanted, wanted, play, played, played. Children, we have the expression of past time. Now, in past time expression, we include present perfect tense, present perfect progressive, past simple, past perfect, and past perfect progressive. Now, sometimes we think that past perfect or present perfect, especially present perfect, should not be in the past time, but you will know how beautifully it is included in past time. Now, so children, I have given you the 3 concepts of time, and in my next class, I will be dealing with you about the expression of present time. Thank you very much.